Today is Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, and this is Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
We're reading today Job, chapters 20 and 21.
That's right. So we're in the second round of dialogues.
Yep. So Job's got three friends
Right.
who are trying to help him understand his suffering, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. Mm-hmm. And Eliphaz has spoken, Job responded. Bildad spoke, Job responded. Zophar spoke, Job responded. That was the first round.
Right.
And in the second round here, we've seen Eliphaz speak, Job respond. Bildad speak, Job respond. And now, today, we're going to read about Zophar.
Right.
Speak, and then Job respond.
And it's interesting, in this second round, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar are all saying pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
They're really fed up with Job.
Yes.
And they're basically saying, Job, here's the fate of the wicked.
Yeah.
And that seems to match you. This is what always happens to all the wicked people. So you must be wicked.
Yep. And then we're going to see Job basically combat that.
He's going to shoot holes in their logic.
For sure. Okay, we got Zophar. As the ESV heading says it, the wicked will suffer. And then Zophar, the Naamathite, answered and said, and they always start off with these insults, these barbs back and forth. Okay, verse 2, therefore my thoughts answer me because of my haste within me. I hear censure that insults me, and out of my understanding, a spirit answers me. Right? Notice he's just compelled. He's agitated in his spirit. He has to respond.
I have to speak.
Okay, here he goes. Do you not know this from of old, since man was placed on earth, that the exulting of the wicked is short, and the joy of the godless but for a moment? And this is the wicked people are dying quickly, and they're getting crushed. Though his height mount up to the heavens and his head reach to the clouds, he will perish forever like his own dung. Those who have seen him will say, where is he? This is like the fate of the wicked, just going to disappear. He will fly away like a dream and not be found. He'll be chased away like a vision of the night. The eye that saw him will see him no more, nor will his place any more behold him. His children will seek the favor of the poor, and his hands will give back his wealth. His bones are full of his youthful vigor, but it will lie down with him in the dust. So just speak about how the wicked are going to be crushed and will be no more, and no one will remember them.
Verse 12, though evil is sweet in his mouth, though he hides it under his tongue, though he is loath to let it go and holds it in his mouth, yet his food is turned in his stomach. It is the venom of cobras within him. Yeah,
you talked about this. We studied this beforehand. Just the venom of cobras is what he's really eating.
Yeah. Verse 15, he swallows down riches and vomits them up again. God casts them out of his belly. That's like he's accusing Job of, you had riches, you swallowed them, and you vomited them up.
Yeah, and for the wicked people, prosperity is only temporary, just like Job.
Verse 16, he will suck the poison of cobras. The tongue of a viper will kill him. He will not look upon the rivers, the streams flowing with honey and curds. He will give back the fruit of his toil and will not swallow it down. From the profit of his trading, he will get no enjoyment, for he has crushed and abandoned the poor. He has seized a house that he did not build. Maybe he's implying here a little bit what he thinks maybe Job did.
Yeah, he does. And yet in chapter 31, Job is going to put forth his innocency in an amazing way. Job's going to say, okay, you guys think I'm wicked? Let me just explain what I am. And Job did not. He sought out poor and he really helped them. And so it's just a flat out lie. And they knew that this was a lie, but they, for the sake of their argument, continued on. Okay, verse 20. Because he knew no contentment in his belly, this is the wicked, he will not let anything in which he delights escape him. There was nothing left after he had eaten, therefore his prosperity will not endure. In the fullness of his sufficiency he will be in distress. The hand of everyone in misery will come against him. And Job was a prosperous man, it's all gone, and these guys are describing Job to a T. But implying that he's wicked, which is not the case. To fill his belly to the full, God will send his burning anger against him and rain it upon him into his body. Is that not what happened in chapters 1 and 2? Is that God sent his anger against him and even to his body? Verse 24, he will flee from an iron weapon. A bronze arrow will strike him through. It is drawn forth and comes out of his body. The glittering point comes out of his gallbladder. Terrors come upon him. Utter darkness is laid up for his treasures. A fire not fanned will devour him. What is left in his tent will be consumed. The heavens will reveal his iniquity, and the earth will rise up against him. So kind of the conclusion is if he's wicked and have all these things taken away, his iniquity is going to be revealed. But that's just not true. Even when you read chapters 1 and 2, it was because of Job's righteousness that he's suffering all these things. The possessions of his house will be carried away, dragged off in the day of God's wrath. And here's the summary statement. This is a good summary if you're looking to find something. Verse 29, this is the wicked man's portion from God, the heritage decreed for him by God. It really strikes me here just about if we didn't know chapters 1 and chapters 2, like we could see 27 and 28 about his possessions are carried away, dragged off in God's wrath. That's the wicked man's portion. Right. But in chapters 1 and 2, it's his righteousness that stood the test that God said to Satan, go ahead and destroy. He's going to still praise me. Mm-hmm. And he says, no, it's only because you bless him, God, that he continues to praise you. He says, no. He's the one who's faithful. Mm. And so knowing 1 and 2, just then we can say Zophar is obviously wrong.
Right. But I think a big flaw here is that Zophar and then also Bildad and Eliphaz have all said, all the wicked always are suffering. Yeah. And you can't base reality and arguments on superlatives.
Yeah, such totality. Yeah. It's like everybody.
Right.
Because Job is going to answer this and show that actually the wicked do prosper.
Right.
And your theology is a little off.
Yeah. I think even getting at just the reality that God's ways are far above ours, and we really can't understand all
That's
of
right.
this.
And I think that's the thrust of understanding suffering.
Yeah.
Is that we don't understand God's reality, what's true.
Right. Okay, so 21 verse 1. Then Job answered and said, keep listening to my words, and let this be your comfort. Bear with me, and I will speak. After I have spoken, mock on.
Right, he speaks, and then they mock him.
Yeah.
That's
mock on. Bring it on. Yeah. Okay, verse 4. As for me, is my complaint against man? Why should I not be impatient? Look at me and be appalled, and lay your hand over your mouth. When I remember, I am dismayed, and shuddering seizes my flesh.
Okay, and now in 7 and following, he's going to talk about how wicked people actually prosper and endure, and life goes well with them. Contrary to what...
In some cases.
Yes, in some cases. Contrary to what Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar have said. No, here we see the wicked prospering.
Okay, verse 7. Why do the wicked live, reach old age, and grow mighty in power? Their offspring are established in their presence, and their descendants before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, and no rod of God is upon them. Their bull breeds without fail. Their cow calves and does not miscarry. They send out their little boys like a flock, and their children dance.
Just happy children.
Yeah. They sing to the tambourine and the lyre, and rejoice to the sound of the pipe. They spend their days in prosperity, and in peace they go down to Sheol.
And this is totally opposite of what his friends have said. Mm-hmm. But this is the reality as you look around, and this is true today.
Right.
That wicked do spend their days in prosperity often. Some. Mm-hmm. And in peace they go down to Sheol. Many of them do. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Verse 14, they say to God, depart from us. We do not desire the knowledge of your ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit do we get if we pray to him? Behold, is not their prosperity in their hand? The counsel of the wicked is far from me.
How often is it that the lamp of the wicked is put out? How often does it happen? That their calamity comes upon them, that God distributes pains in his anger? That they're like straw before the wind and like chaff that the storm carries away? You say, God stores up their iniquity for their children. Let him pay it out on them, that they may know it. Let their own eyes see their destruction, and let them drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what do they care for their houses after them, when the number of their months is cut off? Will any teach God knowledge, seeing that he judges those who are on high? One dies in his full vigor, being wholly at ease and secure. His pail is full of milk, and the marrow of his bones moist. Another dies in bitterness of soul, never having tasted prosperity. They lay down alike in the dust. and the worms cover them. So he's kind of saying here, like in verse 24, 23, and 25, that there's some die in full vigor and others die and go away. Some are prosperous and some are not. Like it seems much more random than just strictly the wicked are going to die young and face all these troubles.
Right.
That's the problem.
Okay, verse 27. Behold, I know your thoughts and your schemes to wrong me. For you say, where is the house of the prince? Where is the tent in which the wicked lived? Have you not asked those who travel the roads, and do you not accept their testimony, that the evil man is spared in the day of calamity, that he is rescued in the day of wrath? Who declares his way to his face, and who repays him for what he has done? When he is carried to the grave, watch is kept over his tomb. The clods of the valley are sweet to him. All mankind follows after him, and those who go before him are innumerable. How then will you comfort me with empty nothings?
They're empty nothings.
Yeah, there is nothing left of your answers but falsehood.
Yeah, and basically he's going against Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar in round 2, basically saying the wicked are going to suffer great evils and be cut off. And Job says, let's just think about it. A good summary would be verse 13, the wicked spend their days in prosperity. In peace they go down to Sheol. In many instances. So it's like not this absolute always. It's always the wicked who perish and suffer great trials and troubles. And Job says at the end, there's nothing left of your answers but falsehood. Yeah. Okay, round 3 comes tomorrow. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.